Start. Hello, everybody. We are here
Hello.
recasting some of the Red Alert versus Aces games in retrospect for the archives, for the records. Hopefully, they will remain eternal on the internet. With me, I have Beggy Ice and Delta, and we'll be co-casting. Um, well, hope everybody enjoys.
Hello, everyone. Get this
Hello.
started.
For the record, my full name is Delta 9.
For those of you who don't know Delta, his name is Delta 9, in case that clarified anything.
Not
All
to
right.
be confused with Delta 8.
Delta, you wanna present up top, aces, and Beggy
Sure,
bottom.
aces. We got going from bottom to top. Master on a frigate with a kite build with missiles. Praetor Alex with mini Yamo on the BC. Abra on the Dread with 5 armor. QQQ with Plague. Hacker with force fields. And Baggy Ice up top with the Levy and the obvious 2 locusts.
Um, Bottom, we have Battlestar on Destroyer against Beggy. He's got 5 armor. We have Kidnapper on Colossus, 4 shields, 3 missiles. This is the standard maximum damage and maximum tanky. And Nemosis on Raven, and he just EMP'd our OV in exchange for a Plague on double. And then we have Vio on BC with mini Yamato as well. On the bottom, we have Sanic versus the Frigate Masters. Sanic has had to go back all the way to base in order to be able to upgrade.
It looks like he
Yeah,
dumped it into more locusts. He has 5 now.
Unfortunately, the mid is collapsing for the blue team, thus having to pull the Masters in to do some damage and help out in the middle instead of keeping on the levy, so he's not actually able to keep his levy suppressed.
You know, when you're a side lane ship and you do push your guy to their towers, you always live in constant fear of the middle collapsing on you. So instead, he collapsed on them, which is nice.
Yep. Uh,
it looks like the middle is lost for Aces, being the Abra dash so low. They look like they have to go back soon.
Yep, Abra's been eating a lot of damage here. I was suppressed by a lot of ships, but I think the biggest one was Ivanopala's Bombard. Every once in a while, that would really chew through the hull.
Wait, what is Master doing here?
Retreating.
Huh.
But I think
Yeah.
here he had fallen again. He had fallen behind because he was able to push his levy with a kite range. However, falling behind the middle of that is just so tanky is really dangerous. And I think this is the one time where he was being yelled at to come back with the rest of the team.
Not a lot of
Yeah,
farm on Master for having pushed to the towers, you know what I mean?
Beggy, what were you saying?
yeah, like Aces are re-pushing now, so I mean they have to respect it a little bit, I assume. But it's a weird comp. It's 3 tanks, actually 4 tanks, and a BC and a Raven. Versus 2 tanks. The long game should go to Aces. Will they get there?
Yep, we don't know. The suspense is killing me.
Yeah.
I actually don't know, so.
Well, at least you can
You
react surprised.
want to try Control Shift F
Yeah, sure,
when you're
actually.
covering a guy?
That's a very good idea. So I'm just focusing on Master here at the bottom because he's facing the Levy, Sanic, who is poking out through the bottom, kind of threatening a warp trick, although Red Alert did not get warp, so there's no warp trick happening. Vio has lockdown, Animosis has just more energy for the EMP and a couple of shields. The Colossus is not clear what he actually got. I think just more missiles and more shields. And 4 lasers on Battlestar so he can farm better against Beggy. Oh, and bots. Ivanopala, Bombard. This is interesting start here. Hacker was given a choice as to what to open. Whether to open shielding, illusions, force fields, or feedback, and he chose force fields. Unfortunately, I think even though he has force fields, the force fields just have not been very effective against the 2 missile boats in the middle.
Well, the brunt of the damage is not from missiles, I assume. It's from the bombard.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's true. Probably, arguably, let's say about 50-50, but it's just so much harder to block all the damage from the missiles, especially when those ships split, than it would be from feedbacking the bombard, which is just basically a 1 burst damage. So for sure, the bombard would be a better choice to feed that back. We're gonna.
Now the blue team is heading in and upgrading.
Yeah, and I'm not sure
Beggy
if you saw it here, but Master, I think as well, he fell behind for a second time against his levy, and the team had to kind of come back and cut and save him.
He has a reload now and 2 range on the levy. He was at 1 range extra, and he didn't seem to capitalize on the kite ability. I think if he gets that 1 range that he has now, 2 over the levy, it will help him kite better, and quick reload should help.
Versus the Muta levy, he needs to go 1 shot. There's no other way to fight
deal with the locusts.
Yeah, so he needs. If he wants to farm and stay his lane, he needs to go 1 shot and kite, and he'll destroy the levy. Till the levy gets spells, then he needs to respect the levy. So this is a huge mistake in my opinion, because he's not pushing his lane as much as he could with his ship.
Yeah, I mean,
it does require, yeah. Right, Abra?
Oh, Terry left.
Terry left the game. He was disgusted by this performance.
The farm difference is not that bad.
150 now. So Aces is catching up. The top levy is destroying its side.
The top levy is a boss.
Now, Delta, is there anything else by comparison that you can tell by just looking at the levy versus the frigate? Like what do you see when you look at those two and how they match up?
I mean, I think it's a good match for Masters. Just the 2 range. It just requires you to be on point with your kite.
Sure, but
Masters is a little slow. He's at 1.5, where the levy is 1.7 now.
And what do you notice about Battlestar here?
That he's much faster than Masters. Is he gonna die here? Oh no.
Oh.
Okay, so yeah, I've experienced this in many games where you sacrifice like the proper upgrades for like what's necessary. Right? You're like, I can get away with not enough speed. If I just have more missiles, I can push my lane. And that can be a fatal mistake.
A final bombard to finish it all off. And in fact, I think that's what we were all kind of worried about there, is that, QQQ just dies on the towers as well. He gets...
Oh, wow, yeah.
And
he got spray, corruption, and bioplasma discharge all at once. And if you burst this is 225 energy. He has that. He has 320. He bursts this on 1 target. There's so much damage.
Right.
And with the mutas as well. The mutas increase the damage after the spray.
in retrospect, what I want to point out is the speed differential, right? So like I think all the ships got 1.7. If you look at the Red Alert team, all of the ships are aligned, right? So starting from the Raven, who should be the fastest ship, to the BC, who should be the second fastest, and then to all the tanks, they're all 1.7. So at this
They're
point,
not. No.
oh wait,
Tanks are 1.5 and 1.6. Only one dread is 1.7.
oh apologies, it's actually a glitch on my screen, is when I swap between ships. Oh, you're right, you're right. So the Levy is 1.7, the Dread is 1.7, the other Dread is 1.6. But I think what you pointed out, Beggy, that you have this burst damage and you have corruption, and then the other Dread can essentially run you down with corruption and acid on you. And maybe that was the plan, right? I think this is basically both of their side lanes that are just looking to burst something down, and that's kind of what they did. But ironically, they caught our frigate, who should have had sufficient speed to at least keep up with that, if not outrun it.
Yeah, 1.6 seems like a minimum after the first upgrade. They can at least stay ahead of the tanks and not let them catch up on you.
Masters claimed that this was an oversight due to him listening to his captain yelling at him.
Can we go back?
That's when
Can
I
we
said.
go back to his first upgrade? And we can just put this to bed.
So
His first upgrade.
his first upgrade or his last upgrade?
Yeah. First upgrade. See exactly what he upgraded. I think it's at 3 minutes or something. That's 4 minutes.
So he's still at 151 missile. Yeah, okay. I can speed it up a little bit. I do agree with him that if we had covered properly, he might have survived. However, I was afraid that we were all going to eat an EMP together and a bombard together, and that probably could have killed our whole team anyway.
So here he gets caught. He is slower than the Levy.
Right. So here I'm in trouble. I'm a little bit. Abra's already in trouble. Up at the top, Kidnapper is able to push. He still has shields, while Praetor Alex is in trouble. And oh, he gets caught even further. There we are. You notice how he has no shields, and he suggested here that if they collapsed on him, they wouldn't have killed him. This is where I started yelling at him. As you see, these three ships, they could have cut down on him.
Yeah, they could have definitely killed him. He has a bombard, so he could have killed him.
Exactly.
He wasted the bombard on Master instead of that miss on Q.
I think so. I really do think so.
Okay, he's going back with 200. He should get 4 lasers, 1 speed. He gets rip waves with no energy. So bad.
So the rip waves
So bad.
here, I guess, would help maybe deny some farm, maybe get him a little bit more farm, but certainly won't counter the locusts, as you were pointing out, right?
So rip waves may be good, but with no energy, it's so bad. Getting any spell with no energy is so bad. It's a noob move.
Right.
It's really bad. Do not do it, no matter what. Don't get a spell with no energy. Imagine getting Vortex with 200 energy. What are you gonna do? If you get denied, then you have to wait. How many minutes?
It is the rip wave is probably one of the only ones that you can get away with 225 because it only costs 15 energy. So like it's hard to deplete your energy given how little he's actually launching.
1.5 minutes. He hasn't launched it once. Let's see how much effect it has.
And still hasn't launched
He hasn't
anything.
launched 1 missile yet. Almost 2 minutes since he got rip waves.
How did he manage to not launch a single missile yet? Oh my god.
Oh, there we go. 1,
No. There was no
Two?
rip wave. No rip wave.
Yeah, he
Oh.
hasn't even activated. There you go.
No, he
Oh,
did.
oh. Okay, it's almost 3 minutes. First rip wave. First.
And
Two.
There was
this
just
is
one.
why he was failing to kite.
Two.
This is why he was failing to kite.
Three.
The levy pulled back and upgraded his speed, so
You can see the
he messed
muters
up
are
with his
not
kite
dead
range.
since they're on him. So the rip waves are not working.
He got farm. He's farming. He's denying.
No, he is.
Yeah, but he's getting pushed back. He gets saved by Tempest. He was losing.
Yeah.
Gets saved by Tempest.
And here he falls behind again. He's super far. If the rest of the team cuts up on him again or cuts down on him, there's again a very good possibility that he could get killed. Vio does notice this, and then he goes around the rock. He's suggesting that Abra did not have to come here and save him. I had to actually come, eat a bunch of damage, tank for him, and then I ate the bombard that he would have eaten otherwise. He's suggesting he was totally fine. Maybe he was, I'm not sure. Maybe he wouldn't have died. I definitely don't think he was totally fine.
I 100% agree that you needed to cut in there and save him.
Yeah. One of the other things that this caused was basically some discrepancy between who's going in at what time and not going in together, not upgrading together, coming out at different times, being beat to crap when going in and taking that extra amount of time to heal. But yeah. So here you saw the last upgrades were in backlash rockets. Beggy, there's no other.
He has no
upgrades.
energy. He has no energy. He has 2 spells with no energy. Yet he's bad, and he's not kiting even, so he's not being able to use his energy. But I would be totally without energy in seconds. I would be, if I were playing his ship.
Yeah,
right?
I mean,
Because-
especially with 2 spells now, right? Like you have, yeah.
Oh, I can just show you.
Well,
Like, this is horrible.
There he is. He
Anyway.
does. There was a little bit of value that he got out of the splash, where he splashed, I think, maybe 3 of them a few times, but I mean, that's minimal compared to your long-term planning. Q got 1 with that plague. The Arbiter hacker, he now has feedback. I'm not sure if the feedback has played a role at this point. Beggy is owning the top lane against Battlestar.
Yeah.
Beggy's the most farmed on the map. So he's owning his guy better than Senec is owning Master, so
Yeah, able to keep
that's
the
something.
missiles. Keep the missiles flying, keep it optimal range. Kiting
Yeah,
with
perhaps a switch would have been good.
Yeah.
well, you can't always just switch when you're losing the lane, but at this point he didn't say anything about losing the lane, right? And we all certainly didn't think that the destroyer would just catch up to him. I mean, it's not even clear.
He's eating. He ate 2
Tower
tower
damage.
shots.
Yeah, so he's eating tower damage. I think he was
9.7 range, and the tower has 10. So he could dodge in and out without the tower hitting him, but he can't even kite the freaking tower.
No, he can't. Tower is 10, he's 9.7.
Yeah, no, I don't think he can get in there without eating damage at all. But anyway, he got a little bit greedy. I think he was trying to use the backlash rockets on the tower to farm with
100.
them, and here the Destro just caught him, and there's nothing else. That's all she wrote. An 8 armored Destro with 1.7 is able to run just about anything down.
Well,
And Hacker is
opinion,
giving him
he
shields.
should have fed him back instead of the force field. He should have fed back.
He wouldn't have had it. He wouldn't have had it in time, I think.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You saw it in the replay. You saw it the first time. I guarantee that the original happen exactly the same way.
Pause it, pause it, pause it, pause it.
Yep.
So Obi goes out there with, I don't know what he had before this is about to hit him. But by my calculation, Santa can dish out about 4,000 damage with his spells alone, not even counting his tents and missiles.
Yeah, I mean, after surviving this, I'm not sure why Hugh decides to be a hero and go back out there.
Oh, yeah. 3,500, he's dead. The levy does 4k damage with his
Corruption
discharge and
and
everything.
discharge. That is it. All right. Well,
All she wrote.
thank you for that. We'll move on to the next replay.